Like this post now, so you don't miss episode 34, where Tu Tien, a resilient young woman, and Jack build their future together through each simple moment, from farm life to office corridors. Follow their touching journey to spread faith and hope. Late afternoon on a tranquil forested hill, Jack and Tu Tien are gathering banana blossoms. While navigating a slippery slope, Jack suddenly loses his footing and falls. The sound startles Tu Tien, who quickly rushes over to help him up. His face is twisted in pain, his foot starting to swell and turn purple. Worried, Tu Tien asks, "Are you okay? Don't force yourself, let me check." She crouches down to examine the injury, then decides to help Jack get home. The descent is not easy, but Tu Tien insists on moving slowly, holding tightly onto his hand. Once they reach the house, she wastes no time. She boils water to soak his foot, then heads into the woods behind the house to gather medicinal leaves her mother once taught her to use. Tea leaves, Phuc leaves, plus a bit of fresh ginger to make a remedy for swelling. Sitting on the porch steps, Jack watches her small figure disappear into the trees, and something inside him softens. This girl, who has faced so much hurt, still remains so gentle and dedicated. When Tu Tien returns, she sets the pot of herbal medicine down and playfully scolds him. "Why weren't you more careful, climbing hills while chatting away?" Jack smiles faintly, speaking softly. "I was too busy looking at you." His words make Tu Tien blush, but she pretends not to hear, concentrating instead on applying the remedy to the swollen area. Jack, suddenly feeling awkward, tries to pull his foot away. "I can do it myself. It's embarrassing to let you handle this." But Tu Tien gently holds his hand, her voice firm. "There's nothing to be embarrassed about. I'm used to taking care of others." While carefully applying the herbal mixture, she constantly checks. "Still hurt? If it doesn't improve by tomorrow, let's go to the clinic." Jack looks at her with a pensive gaze. He's never had anyone care for him with such thoroughness and kindness. Without thinking, he lightly takes Tu Tien's hand, speaking earnestly. "Having you by my side makes everything so much easier." A gentle evening breeze rustles the banana trees in the backyard. In the rustic setting, with the sound of boiling water and the scent of simple herbs, the two, one tending, the other quietly receiving, seem to create a small, yet remarkably warm moment together. While Tu Tien is still at home, tending to Jack in a small spa in town, Mrs. Thu Jiang's mother is getting her nails done, chatting non-stop with Mrs. Ly, Jack's mother, about wedding plans. Mrs. Thu smiles knowingly. "I think my Jiang and your Jack are a great match. Both are talented and they're getting older now. We should really think about the future." Mrs. Ly simply smiles without comment, her eyes momentarily distant. Jiang, sitting nearby, hears every word but says nothing. Outwardly, she remains composed. Inwardly, she's unsettled. She knows that Jack has always treated her like a younger sister, never hinting at anything beyond that. Meanwhile, at the farm, Jack is resting against the doorframe. Tu Tien comes and goes, occasionally kneeling to check how his leg is doing. After boiling some eggs, she places them on the table, speaking gently. "Have some, so you won't be hungry. I'm sorry for dragging you up the hill, and now this happened." Jack smiles. "It's nothing. At least I got to taste your cooking." Tu Tien sits down beside him, holding a small bottle of medicated oil, and says softly, "Stay here for a few days. I'll take care of you until you can walk normally. Then you can go back." Jack nods in agreement, touched by her thoughtfulness. He calls his mother. "Mom, I sprained my foot, so I'm resting at Tu Tien's house." On the other end, Mrs. Ly sounds worried. "How did that happen? Wait. I'll come over right away." She quickly convinces Jiang to join her. Jiang hesitates but eventually goes along, while Mrs. Thu remains at the spa, calmly letting the nail technician continue her work. Back at the farm, Jack plans to work remotely. He texts Ms. Huiyan, his secretary, to bring his laptop and work files to the farm. "Starting tomorrow, I'll work from here. Having you around, I might be even more focused than at the office," he says, turning to Tu Tien with a teasing grin. Tu Tien half jokes, "Work anywhere you like, as long as you don't slip again. I'm happy." In the cozy country setting, through simple meals and quiet acts of care, the distance between them seems to shrink a little more each day. At the company, with Jack absent, his secretary Hoai walks into his office as if nothing is out of the ordinary. She pretends to tidy some files, but her eyes scan the desk. When she's sure no one is watching, she slips into Jack's chair. Quickly, she opens his computer, flips through a few folders and snaps photos of key documents on her phone. She then sends them to someone named Phuc, with a calculating expression. The files she photographed contain bidding plans for Project Route 2 and 34, and a list of potential partners, sensitive information that if leaked to a competitor would be disastrous for the company. At the same time, back at the farm, Jack is leaning against the porch, reading some documents, when he hears the sound of a car pulling up. His mother and Jiang step out, worry evident on their faces. Mrs. Ly hurries to the porch. "How's your foot? Should I call Uncle Tien to drive you to the hospital?" Jack reassures her with a smile. "I'm fine, Mom. It's just a mild sprain. Tien's been taking very good care of me." Jiang casts a quick glance at Tu Tien, forcing a polite smile. "Have you had any porridge yet? I can feed you if you'd like." Jack waves her off kindly. "I can feed myself, but thank you." At that moment, Huey arrives from afar, carrying the files and laptop. She bows slightly. "I brought the documents and computer for you, including the bidding plans you asked for." Jack thanks her, inquires about her health, and takes the stack of papers. After confirming Jack is all right, Mrs. Ly gives him some instructions, and then tells Jiang it's time to go. "If anything happens, call me immediately," she warns. Jiang remains silent, her gaze lingering on Jack and Tu Tien standing side by side. Their closeness pierces her heart. By late afternoon, the cool farm breeze soothes the air. Jack and Tu Tien sit together under the thatched roof, talking about everything: work, country cooking, the mountains, and childhood memories. Jack's voice softens. "It's been a while since I felt this peaceful." Tu Tien simply smiles. A while later, Jack is working on his laptop in bed, and Tu Tien, resting beside him, drifts off to sleep on his shoulder. Turning to look at her, his eyes grow tender. Gently, he places his hand on her shoulder, as if wanting to hold on to this tranquil moment for as long as possible. Early the next morning, golden sunlight filters through the thatched roof onto the rustic earthen yard. Tu Tien is sweeping leaves, moving quickly to gather them before the heat of the day sets in. Inside, Jack is still on his mat, laptop in front of him, eyes fixed on the screen as he types. Despite his focus, an uneasy feeling nags at him. He opens the project's financial spreadsheet and notices a few numbers that look suspicious, as if someone has tampered with them. Jack frowns, about to investigate further when he hears Tu Tien's footsteps. She sits down next to him, her expression full of concern. "Feeling any better yet? Does your foot still hurt?" He pauses his work, offering a gentle smile. "It's a lot better now." "Why are you up so early sweeping?" She answers quietly. "I wanted to finish before it gets too hot." But their conversation is cut short by the sound of a motorbike stopping outside. Jack's mother appears with a man following close behind. "I've called the doctor. Even if you say it's nothing, you need to be sure," she announces. Jack looks surprised. "Mum, that's too much trouble." Mrs. Ly replies firmly, "Your health is top priority." The doctor takes his pulse, examines the injury, and concludes, it's just a soft tissue injury. A few days of rest and medicine should fix it. Jack glances at Tu Tien, relieved. Turning to his mother, he says, "I'd still like to stay here and recover." "Don't worry, Mum." She nods, though the concern in her eyes doesn't entirely fade. Once everyone has stepped out, Jack returns to work. Tu Tien picks up the pillows and remarks, "You should rest. I'm heading to the market to buy some groceries. I'll cook something easy to digest for lunch." Jack watches her go, warmth filling his gaze. "Be careful, looks like it might rain," he says softly. She nods and smiles before slipping out the bamboo gate, leaving Jack alone in the peaceful highlands. A place where even breathing seems slower and more in tune with the subtle changes unfolding. That afternoon, Jiang stands at a counter in a small supermarket, carefully selecting milk, bird's nest products, and a few other nutritious items. She barely speaks, occasionally glancing at her phone as if double-checking something. In her heart, she's still worried about Jack after hearing he got injured. Meanwhile, Tu Tien is shopping at the local traditional market. She picks out fresh vegetables, a bit of meat, some fruit and other essentials to cook dinner for Jack. She doesn't realize someone has come to see him at home. Back at the farm, Jack is seated on his familiar bamboo chair. Seeing Jiang arrive with a bag of gifts surprises him. She sets the bag down, offering a small smile. "Mum told me you were still sore, so I came to visit." Jack invites her to sit and they start talking. Jiang gently asks, "Why not come home so Mum and I can take care of you? It's not very convenient here." Jack smiles, looking into the distance. "I'm fine. Tu Tien is here and I feel more at peace." Jiang lowers her gaze. His words cut to the deepest part of her heart. She doesn't blame him, just feels a wave of disappointment. Right at that moment, Tu Tien returns and stops in her tracks, overhearing part of their conversation. She shows no visible reaction, only stepping inside with a quiet smile. "You two seem to be having a nice chat." The atmosphere in the bamboo house becomes subdued. Jiang hastily gets to her feet, using work as an excuse. "I need to go. Lots to do at the company tomorrow." Tu Tien nods, walking her to the door, her emotions stirred. That evening, Jack and Tu Tien eat dinner together. The meal is simple but filled with warmth. Afterward, they share some fruit. Tu Tien looks at Jack, speaking softly. "Jiang is a good girl. I think you two really suit each other." Jack immediately shakes his head. "No, I've always seen Jiang as a younger sister. The one I love is you." His words make Tu Tien's eyes light up. She smiles, feeling more at ease than ever. She sits down to massage Jack's injured foot again, as she's done for several days. Jack, touched but shy, suggests, "When I'm better, I'll help you find your family. In the meantime, I'll get you a computer and some books to study. I want you to have a bright future." Tu Tien remains silent, only nodding gently in gratitude. By the soft glow of a small oil lamp, they sit together. In the calmness of the mountains, a simple love story grows stronger with each passing day.
Vì sai ngoài việc sinh ra một trong một số phận bất hạnh. Ngày cô về nhà chồng, cô cũng từng e thẹn bước qua bậc cửa này mang theo bao ước mơ về một mái ấm. Nhưng hôm nay cũng chính bậc cửa đó cô phải rời đi trong tủi nhục, trong sự lạnh lùng của người chồng. Trong ánh mắt khinh bỉ của cả gia đình chồng, cô muốn phản kháng, muốn hỏi chiến rằng anh ta còn chút tình nghĩa nào dành cho cô không. Nhưng rồi cô nhận ra điều đó chẳng còn quan trọng nữa. Cô chỉ là một món đồ bị vứt đi, bị thay thế bởi một người khác. Từ Tiên bước ra khỏi căn nhà đã từng là tổ ấm của mình. Bước chân cô nặng nề như có ai đó trói chặt. Trời không mưa nhưng lòng cô bão tố. Những giọt nước mắt nặng chát lăn nhài trên áo hòa vào nỗi đau đớn cùng của một người phụ nữ bị phản bội. Cô chẳng mang gì ngoài bộ quần áo cũ kỹ, trái tim vỡ nát. Bóng lưng cô nhỏ bé đơn độc giữa con đường làng quen thuộc, nhưng giờ đây lại xa lạ vô cùng. Cô không biết mình sẽ đi đâu, sẽ làm gì. Tất cả những gì cô từng có, từng gìn giữ suốt năm qua giờ đây chẳng còn thuộc về cô nữa. Có lẽ điều đau đớn nhất không phải là bị đuổi khỏi nhà, mà nhận ra rằng mình chưa bao giờ thực sự được xem là một phần của nơi đó. Cô đã từng cố gắng, từng nhẫn nhịn, nhưng rốt cuộc cô vẫn chỉ là người dân.